congratulations on the film, guys.
Thank you.
Saw it
Thank you so
yesterday,
much.
felt all kinds of emotions.
Yeah, it doesn't leave you skipping. Let's
No.
put it that way. Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's being described as a thriller, but how would the two of you describe this story?
I like how Tom puts it. It's a cautionary tale. It's sort of a... Yeah, I mean, it definitely has elements of thriller, but it also has sort of like an emotional underscoring that allows you to feel, empathetic and attached to the characters.
And
that's
you second
perfectly
that.
put, yeah.
And how would you describe, I mean, you play two characters in the film. You play Susan, of course. Can you describe your characters for us a little bit?
I play dual characters in a way. It's hard to describe them, but Edward really is the writer of the novel that Susan is reading in the movie. He sends her a manuscript. They used to be married. He is her ex-husband. And I also play Tony, the main character in the book that Edward's written that Susan is reading. And the narrative of the movie really comes from Susan reading that book.
Yeah.
And you learn about their relationship, Edward and Susan's relationship, through Susan's memory of it while she's reading the book.
Yeah, it's true. And I play Susan, who is, as we meet her, an art gallerist who's sort of feeling kind of depressed and sort of dissatisfied with her life and her choices, and she receives a manuscript from her ex-husband and begins reading it, and it sort of takes her on a journey through her past and this dark story, and it makes her examine her choices.
She might be sad, but she is impeccably dressed, I have to say.
Absolutely. It's very true.
You can still be sad and be impeccably dressed.
I'm sad, but I'm dressed well. No, I'm kidding. I'm so sorry, Jake.
Like,
I had to. That just happened.
Atlanta sound.
Atlanta's Hour.
That's what we've done.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, she puts herself together, but that's kind of her armor.
Yeah.
She can go out into the world and present herself as successful, present herself as authentic, because people will accept it as long as she presents it as such. And that is sort of how we are in a way. As long as you can present it, people will accept that you're doing all right.
Yeah,
That's interesting,
very well
yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about working with Tom on this project. It's a big undertaking to have 3 storylines in one film, and he
Yeah.
does it beautifully and impeccably. Talk to me about working with him and what it is about both him as a storyteller and a director that has made this come together so perfectly.
There was a clarity and a surety to his vision before he even, I think, offered either of us these roles.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is he's very well planned. And in that sense, I think he came to us with a very clear understanding. Obviously, he wrote the screenplay, which is brilliantly written, but I think he came to us with his vision and along with the words he wrote, and a very clear idea of all these narrative points. And so to work with him is to know that he's done so much work beforehand, and you feel like you're in very safe, capable hands of someone who's also very empathetic, who loves human behavior, who really respects actors, who respects the process of actors, but at the same time is extraordinarily specific in terms of how he visualizes what he's written.
And his specificity is thoughtful, you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
not just specific to be specific or out of some sort of neuroses. It really is so thought out and so planned, but in that he allows for us to, he was able to sort of let go of the characters and allow us to sort of breathe life into them. And in a way, I sometimes felt like I was Tom. You know? I think I was in a way. He was my muse on set, so.
It's funny you say that because I had this feeling after a while that, Tom would act out the scenes for me sometimes. He would sort of like, one time he like was pounding the ground and weeping, showing me the scene.
He was
the
so
way he had written it.
unself-conscious in it.
Yeah. And I thought this is also, Edward and Tony are a real large part of who Tom is as well.
Absolutely.
I think his presentation sometimes is very much like Susan, but I
Yeah.
think inside there is a lot happening, a lot of vulnerability and sensitivity, and he is tortured in a lot of ways, and he is also a writer.
Absolutely.
James Bond fans, did you know that Skyfall is the only Bond movie ever made by an Oscar-winning director? Now that's interesting. Want more movie facts? Click on more videos. Or for the latest trailers? Click on the playlist.